Once I talked to Berlanti about, how do you see the character? I was like, well, I mean, I think this about him. This is kind of a thing that I think is like a core of who he is, and da-da-da-da. And we just kind of talked about the guy. And then that was it. There was no audition. I literally just went in for a general meeting with Greg. And
not knowing you were going to get the role.
Not even knowing what the meeting was for. It was just a general meeting. And
so what do you think about the idea of you playing Superman?
The first 30 minutes, we just talked. We were just talking about life, talking about work, talking about whatever. And then like halfway through, he's like, so we're going to bring Superman onto Supergirl for a couple episodes. Like, what would you think about that? And I was like, would I be interested? He's like, yeah. I was like, sure, let's talk about it. And so we just kind of talked about the character, and then I left the meeting, and I forget how long later, like maybe like a week or two later, my manager called and was like, hey, like they're offering it to you if you want it. And I was like, okay.
And was it just for one episode?
2 episodes.
That was it.
2 episodes. It was a 2-episode job.
2 episodes on Supergirl, and you're probably done playing Superman.
Yeah. No, I was literally like, you know what? It'd be cool. I'll check it off the list. I did it. I played a superhero. 2 episodes. And then, because I had just come off Teen Wolf, I wasn't looking to do anything like full time. So it was perfect. I was like, 2 episodes, great. Something cool, something fun. Have some photos.
Yeah.
Like show my kids one day.
I played Superman for 2 episodes.
Yeah.
So you had no
8 years later. Yeah.
And when did you know that you were going to be Superman for like the lead?
So I went in, I'm trying to think. So I did the first 2 episodes, then I did 2 episodes at the end of that season. And then at one point I went and met with Greg again, and he was like, hey, would you want to come back and do the character on the crossovers? And I was like, yeah, I had a blast. Like, I love working with Alyssa. I love working with Grant.
Are they paying you well or just guest star?
Yeah.
Whatever.
CW.
CW money.
Yeah. My dad's a doctor. I'm doing fine. Like, I got no complaints. But in the world of TV money, like, yeah, whatever. It's fine.
And it just kept happening.
So this was the next meeting. The next meeting I had with Greg was, do you want to do the crossovers? And I was like, that sounds fun. Yeah, I'd love to go work with everybody again. I had a great time. So it was 3 episodes. And he goes, okay, cool. He's like, well, they're telling me it's the last time that I can use you as the character. And I was like, okay, great. I was like, dude, it was supposed to be 2 episodes. This will be 7 now. Like, yeah,
great.
Awesome.
Winning.
Great. He's like, I might even kill you. I'm like, do what you got to do. Great. Sounds great. So that was the conversation going into Elseworlds. So we do Elseworlds. I finish up there. And at this point now, it's been like, I want to say maybe it's coming up on a couple years, like post Teen Wolf. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I've had fun. I've done a couple of films. I've bounced around a little bit. I was like, I want to build a community. I want to know the people I go to work with all the time, and I want to have a bit of like a base. And so I reached out to Greg. I sent him an email, and I was like, hey man, like, look, my life's changed a little bit since the last time we sat down. I'm looking for something a little bit more consistent. If you're open to something, I'd love to come in and talk to you about doing something together. It's a bit
nothing
more
in particular.
long-term. Yeah, no, nothing. Because for me, Superman's done.
Superman's done.
They've told him it's the last time you can use the character on the shows. Great. So he's like, I'd love that. Come in. So we sit and we have a meeting and we talk. And at one point he's like, look, I think I can get Superman to happen, but I need to know you're on board before I start making those calls, because I'm going to have to convince some people to do it. And I was like, okay. So we talked about what it would look like and how it would be different and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, all right. I was like, hey, you know what? If it looks like that, I'm down. I'm in. And so we left. Like, I was walking out the door and I heard him say to his assistant, he's like, get Peter Roth on the phone. And I was like, oh.
You heard him say that?
Yeah. I was like, oh, now. That's crazy. And then it was like a few months of things turning over. And then eventually it became this thing of like, yeah, this is real. We want to do this. And I was like, all right, great. Awesome.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy how shit happens.
Crazy.